Hey everyone, welcome back to Giving Back AI Education. In this video, we will learn how to authenticate access to open source Nepal API. So as you can see, we have a new update here on our API documentation. The developer portal is appearing right on the top. And as usual, if we try to go straight to any endpoint and try to execute, let's see what happens. I want to go through the examples. Okay, so let me get 10 responses and hopefully it works. But oops, look at that, we are getting 401 undocumented error for unauthorized, right? So that means we need to authenticate the API before we can access the data from this um, API platform. So how do we get authentication, or how do we get authorized in this platform? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing. That helps the channel a lot. And without further ado, let's just begin. So if you are a new or you first time user, what you do is you go here to the endpoint sign up, then hit the try it out button, and you can enter your email, first name, last name, date of birth, password, and confirm password, and then hit execute. Right, if that is successful, you would get your username, email, some response back. But I already did that before, but I can show you one more time. Right, so let me write test at givingback.ai. It's just a random email that I just created right now, and the last name I will say GivingbackAI, date of birth 1950 0101, then password, let me say hello world 123 percentile. Okay, and hello world 123 percentile. Okay, so let me execute this here, and look at that, I'm getting a response that says my first name, my last name, and email, right? Test at the rate givingback.ai. So now that means I know for sure my user is created, my username is created. What I'm gonna do next is I will save this password somewhere and try to execute again. Let's go to Forex API. We will get the error again, but I will show you step by step, right? So we are still unauthorized. Now what we can do from this step is we can actually we have actually two options left. If we want to consume this API outside of open source nepal.com documentation, you could sign in and get the authorization text token, right? But if you are trying to access the API within documentation itself, what you can do is go to authorize button, right? And it will pop up this window. So enter your email here, test at the rate givingback.ai, and then password would be this. I had copied it from my last location. So it says forbidden, because why is that? Let me say hello world 3 percentile. Okay, it says error. Why? Let's check. Okay, so test at the rate givingback.ai, right? Let's go back here, and then test at the rate givingback.ai. Password is so password was okay. So now let's authorize. It says forbidden and something is not working. Oh, look at that, my email was not correct. So GIV, I was missing I. So let's get rid of I and authorize again, and now I am successfully authenticated, right? So so let's close this and let's go back to our previous endpoint and try to execute one more time. See here, and look at that, it's amazing, right? We are getting 200 code, and the response body is giving the JSON response that we were expecting. So this is awesome. So now If we are consuming the API outside of open source Nepal, right? You are a developer and you are consuming this API. What you have to do is go to the sign in and hit the try it out button, right? And here enter your email, test at the rate. Okay. um okay, and the password is okay. Now let's execute and see here the access token and token type is bearer. So the server response is good. We have 200 code and it's giving me a response body with these keys, access token and token type, right? So now you can copy this and use it anywhere that you are consuming the API from. So a couple of things to be aware that this access token is supposed to be a private key, so do not push it directly to the GitHub. Try to use a .env file to store it and then access from the environment variable file. The other thing is, if you noticed, we did not really validate the email that user put. For example, this email itself, the domain is not accurate. There was some typo, but we're still able to authenticate using that email, right? So that means there will be more updates coming up in the developer portal itself. And another issue that I can tell you right now is the password is open, right? So it's supposed to be hidden by some bubbles or something like that. So these updates will happen continuously in the backend, and continue to check back later on, but it wouldn't change anything on your end. Just to let you know about that issue, but hopefully this will be a helpful video for you to get started with the API authentication or authorization. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.